5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I spoke about
the man
other
in
things.
charge.
You did, yeah,
I
yeah.
spoke about other things.
Kev spoke about secondary podcast that will be
Secondary
coming from
podcast,
this.
yes. Spin-off. Yeah, so hi everybody, my turn. It's Kevin. Nice to see you. We probably haven't spoken a lot for a little while, but since that time that I last appeared on LMC Cast, whenever that was, I have, of course, enjoyed my little vacation north of the border to the bonny lands of Scotland. Home of Irn-Bru and Irn-Bru Extra and Irn-Bru 1901, which is far superior and a danger, and probably a good idea that we don't have it.
Yeah, you might not have seen that QI video I posted.
Probably not. I know it's not from...
It's a weird one.
It's clarified. Well, I mean, we could start with St. George and move from there on the English point of view, but, you know...
Well, no, it's not English either. It's from Jamaica.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. Well, St. George, wasn't he? as I recall. Yeah, so I had a 9-day or so vacation because I thumping well
Deserved
needed
it.
one.
Yeah.
It got to the point where it was just like, I need to go, I can't breathe. I just need
Somewhere
some
different.
some time to somewhere different, somewhere for me. And I ended up saying, hey, Scotland would be nice because I haven't seen people in a while.
And you conveniently happen to know a bunch of people in Scotland.
I've long owe visits to obviously Turbo, who lives in the Highlands, right at the top of Scotland.
The highest of the Highlands.
The freaking windiest bit, I can tell you that for a fact. The most definite windiest bit on the day that I came.
The hat stealingest.
Yes, it was so breezy. It blew the hat right off of Turbo's head, and I had to dash into a road to get it. Much to his, I'm not sure what emotion it was, to be honest.
Amusement?
No.
Fright. I think is
what are
one
you
of the words.
doing? like I'm getting your hat. I'm getting your hat. It's like a nice, expensive hat for a Resident Evil anniversary. I'm rescuing it, and he's just like, why did you do that? I'm just like, my thing. I'm sorry. I can chuck it back in the road if you like. But yeah, no, I spent 3 days up in Turboland, doing bits and pieces and basically heckling him during his Tomb Raider one. It was great fun. It was really great fun while I was there. Lots of walking all around the various islands that make up Turboland, and here, there, and everywhere. Just lots of walking. Very windy. Got woken up on the Saturday. I got woken up at 4 a.m. because somewhere out there, clubs had already finished and everything was quiet, and then suddenly we had out of the ether, we had really traditional country and western music blaring.
That was Phil's influence.
At a ridiculous volume. So there was that. Lots of fun though with Turbo. Good to see him, and like I say, it was an ode trip. I think honestly the last person that's actually gone up to see Turbo was Earth. Way back.
That was when I was still
ago.
Yeah, that was when I was still in Leeds.
Yeah, it's
a trek.
It is.
It is a trek. I mean, for me, I flew out of Birmingham into Edinburgh, and then got a 3-hour train up to the Highlands, which was wonderful. Oh my god! Taking this train, I was like, I don't want to take a 3-hour train.
Was the train on time?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was wonderful because you just basically went through this entire journey, and once you got out of the city and the outer big towns, and really started getting towards it was just everything was it was a shortbread tin picture. It was just old bits of forest and lovely rivers and mountains and big fields. The very first thing I saw was just this pheasant which was having an argument in the field with literally nobody.
An idyllic scenery.
This is a pheasant on its own, nothing else around it, and it was doing a Donald Duck, jump on the spot, looking for a fight. It was really dumb. But yeah, bits of old, really old stone buildings which are completely abandoned, but you imagine would have been fantastic. It was just so nice. Anyway, so I was there for like 3 nights, and then I went down back into Edinburgh, where I met up with my very good friend, the Random Genius.
Hey.
You.
Ah, yes. Hello.
You. Who somebody else that I owed a visit to, and that was nice. And we did all sorts of stuff inside Edinburgh. We had a walk around, went to various places. We went to the museum. Was it the Museum of Scotland?
National Museum of Scotland. Yes.
National Museum of Scotland, featuring lots of things not from Scotland. And also, if you're ever from Scotland and you're wondering where all the churches have gone, the National Museum of Scotland
has been taken down brick by brick and rebuilt.
Out everything they possibly can. Every church imaginable. Here's the panelling on the wall and half the plasterwork from the ceiling of the vestry from this important, town's church, which isn't there anymore. Go through here, and here's one of like 7 different bells of increasing size, which we've nicked from churches when they're not looking. The British Museum might have this reputation now of just going around and having stolen the world's treasures. The National Museum of Scotland has gone round all the villages in Scotland and nicked all their stuff, while they weren't looking. There was lots of really interesting bits and bobs and wonderful crafts. You
got to see Dolly the sheep.
I got to see Dolly the sheep. She wasn't very talkative.
Is she stuffed now?
She's stuffed. She's stuffed, and delightfully, they put down some shit in the hay underneath her to add realism. I wish I was joking.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they've done.
Can confirm, yes.
But there's lots of lovely stuff, and it goes on forever. That place. I mean, it got to a point where I just sort of said, "Well, we're gonna have to leave because otherwise, we just kept finding rooms and corridors, and behind those rooms and corridors were more rooms and corridors that only one person had found, and had been like living in there for 20 days, and then they hadn't found the way out. It was people have been eating like 16th century tapestries to stay alive. It really was." It was fascinating, obviously, because it's a museum as well, so it's just free. Lots of great stuff for the kids. If the small 6-year-olds haven't bashed the living crap out of them, broken everything.
As is the way.
It's like, there's a button, it does this. Look at this. Smash, 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 smash. Parent stands there like, oh, there's nothing to do with me. So that was good. We went to
a local mini golf course, didn't we?
Went to a local mini golf course and proceeded to arrive at the exact same time as a massive hen party. so that was an adventure. We went around both courses, and Round Genius did very well indeed, and I did not do so well. I was incredibly stiff anyway, and then it was like, so I was like, "Oh, get this ball out of this bloody hole." And by about halfway around, I was like, "Ian, please, can you get the ball out of the hole? I can't do anything anymore. I can't bend down to get the ball out of the bloody golf hole." It was when I was sort of bent down and my knee went sideways, and the inside just went. I was like, "Oh, okay, but I shouldn't do this anymore." Just saw that bloody. I was like cursing Turbo. All these bloody walkies made me do. This lovely natural wonder of all these parks and everything. This is wonderful, and I'm very happy to have done it. Also, ow. But we did that, and then we went to a bar, and we watched the Grand National that was on, and proceeded to commentate on the Grand National in this pub and bar of us as we started like giving a running critique of the fact that they were showing the names of the fences, or what fence are they coming up to in the Grand National?
It was something like a flat. It was a plain white. Was a bunch of them.
Well, that was it. It was like okay, they're coming up to the fence, and of course it's the Grand National, so it's at Aintree. So it's like, oh, and here's Beecher's Brook. Yeah, here's the chair. Excellent. Everyone knows those two. Yep. Here's the water jump. Okay, and and what's this? And this one they're coming up to is normal fence.
Normal fence.
Normal fence. Okay, they're over normal fence. And what's the name of the one they're coming up to next? Normal fence. It's like, why put the names in the corner if,
give them something slightly more interesting.
90% is just normal fence?
At least get this out like Cthulhu fence.
What was we just coming up to the fence? Like a fence? Next fence? Oh, now we got the water one.
Yeah, that was it. It was like Beecher's Brook, the chair, water jump.
What,
that's it.
The horses are getting the chair now.
Normal fence. Yes, the chair. Absolutely.
It's when they're going to send them to the glue factory straight away.
I was going to say the metal or the electric.
I'm going to say the steel chair.
Yeah.
But they'll be disqualified for using that. Don't worry. It's not a no disqualification race. But that was fun. Went around a couple of like other places. Ian, I found the next day the Camera Obscura place.
Ah,
funnily enough, and I found that after going and enjoying the great company of TA Black, the Random Genius there, and also I was having a fantastic Japanese meal in the evening, which was really nice. My next stage was on to visit Nintendo, who is also up around that neck of the woods, and I won't say exactly where. But we headed back into Edinburgh and went up to Edinburgh Castle because not really. Well, I'd not been there. I've been like to the outside of it on the hill, like a long, long time ago. Back when I visited apparently there was like 2 Crazed Knights fans up there, and I needed to promote a Knights game to them.
Yeah,
they were really strange, multicolored hair, and one of them was diseased, and the other one was wearing S&M boots. It was really strange, really strange. But I wonder what happened to them. So I'd not been into the castle, and that was great. It was beautiful views. Nintendo wanted to take over the world via this castle, and I was just like, no, I'm on holiday, please don't.
No work, only vacation.
Yeah, absolutely. And went around there, but we found the Camera Obscura place via that. We didn't go in, sadly, because it seemed to be very devoid of staff.
Oh, that's
quite a good. It's quite a good place to go to. I've been there before. It's quite nice to go around.
Mm. Which, considering Nintendo told me the other day she had actually found a job there's a job online for could be a member of staff at the place, might sort of go hand in hand, I think, with the fact that there wasn't anybody about. And then after sort of a couple of days, one day at just where Nintendo lives, we sort of went over to Glasgow because I wanted to go over to Glasgow, which was interesting. And I will say that I prefer Edinburgh. Also, if you ever, what it did inform me was if I wanted to go and have apply for a job at Glasgow's universities or colleges, be prepared to start walking up 45-degree hills, because they're all like on the very top of the steepest of hills. And it's like, okay, well, cars required or some sort of motorized transport because, dear God.
You had to put in a ski lift or something. Take you up the hill.
Basically, but I was like, oh, okay, so it's up a hill. No problem with just being up a hill, but the sheer like
the length and degree
steepness of this freaking thing, I was like, what the hell? But yeah, no, I had a really, really good time. All in all, it was lovely to see the three of them, and it was lovely to just get a real feel of the place, visit some places that I'd been to, but not really had much opportunity to take in. Not much in the way of video games, of course, because that was for when I've been home and doing other things. Those include Saints Row 4 with Dusk, which I've been streaming. And I've been streaming
Strong
it.
and stable game.
I've been streaming it, and Dusk has been trying to keep the game just going. The co-op does not. The co-op does not like Uruguay, certainly.
Strong and stable.
I think that's him being Uruguay.
Uruguay, but at the time of record, the last stream, we got a whole one thing done. One mission,
Yes,
done,
one mission.
because it just kept failing. It's fun. It's fun. It's not as it's not as fun as 3.
I feel like 3 was when it went wacky wahoo. But then 4 went ultra wacky wahoo.
I mean, like you get the Earth blown up within like a very, very short space of time,
Yeah.
and it does kind of lose its impact after that. I've got to be honest with you. Everything feels relatively easy.
I mean, you've kind of got all these
apart from the time
superpowers.
tasks, and there's no massive incentive for me to get the gold medals or anything. I mean, we have been, but it's not been major.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, of course, has been my continued journey through the world that is Batman Arkham Knight. And my increasing goal of pushing
Humiliating
my
Ezio.
score further and further away from Ezio's. So that when he's got to get through a Yakuza first, I'd point out. He's just about the boy's just about to start Yakuza as soon as he's finished Super Mario Sunshine, which I think is streaming in a minute. I'm trying to get as we know, our friend God Ezio likes to 100% complete games. The bad news for him is there's an awful lot that would actually make up that in Arkham Knight.
Well, no, that's not necessarily true. If he only wants to get 100%, it's not that bad.
It's all achievements, though. It's complete.
Yeah, I mean, what are you up to? You're up to 180. You're 182% or something.
I'm 190 something percent now because I've been doing New Game Plus.
Yeah.
And I've got through right up to the point where Barbara Gordon has been rescued.
Me.
Oh wow! You did that quick.
The knight has been beaten. There's a couple of people in the jail.
I was delighted to find out you don't have to get those Riddler trophies, do you? So
yes, I was delighted to find out that you don't have to go and do all the bloody Riddler trophies again in New Game Plus.
Which I imagine is probably 90% of the first of regular game is going back and forth and finding.
The thing with New Game Plus is you don't get any of the prompts. So you don't sort of see, there's somebody attacking you. Here's like the warning prompt.
Which doesn't matter for Predator missions, really.
It does when you're in a big, massive brawl, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I said Predator
when
missions.
It's the big brawl ones,
the brawl
you're
ones.
In all kinds of trouble in those. And the thing I'm not looking forward to at all is the last Azrael one.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a real problem because the whole point of those is no hit.
I do hope you can motion read 30 enemies at the same time.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It seems that they take a few more hits too. If there's a gun nearby, you better not let it fire. I can tell you that for a fact.
Yeah,
because they hurt.
I remember when I was playing through on New Game Plus, it was a lot of the instant takedown moves as soon as I could, usually on the shielded guys, and using the grapple to pull the gun guys towards me. Just go get the hell down.
It's always the electric baton guys for me first. Shield guys I don't mind so much because even if you hit them, it doesn't hurt you.
If you have got the opportunity on that, and it's like somewhere where you can perch above and just observe the situation first.
Yeah, just figure out the plan of attack.
Some of the guns and preventing them from firing, or setting it up so that things will explode.
It's actually the proper Batman determined experience. Doing this.
You absolutely have to, because that upgraded Batsuit does jack.
Yeah.
In New Game Plus, you can take a graze with a machine gun, and if somebody hits you with a shotgun, you are just dead. That's it. You can take 2 shots effectively. And if they are just grazing and stuff, it will just destroy your life bar entirely. I've no idea how I've managed to get through the actual fighting the Arkham Knight for the last time sequence. The battle against the Cloudburst tank. Oh my goodness, it just doesn't stop when it's attacking. And it's like, oh, you got to get away. It's like, yeah, I am. Yeah. I'm trying to get away for a minute now. And it's still just randomly, it's got no line of sight whatsoever, but it's still getting me.
Yeah, no, that's the one I found hard.
I remember it just hounds you for a set period of time. It's like, hey, take this next, take a left, then a right, then a left, then a right. Just continuously block the line of sight. I did find a really good way of sorting that, in that if you once you've got the 4 zones out, this is the 4 zones thing, which is the worst bit. Once you've got those down, you've just got the one target. You need to remember that you can fire from quite a ways away.
Yes.
Just zoom in and just try and get that. And then if you get them on one bridge and you're on the other bridge that's crossing over the storm drain area.
Mhm.
You can basically get them in a bit of a loop. In that you can just like sneak around a corner and you can fire and then sort of just crab sideways, and then it won't see you, and then you can just start going around and chasing it in a big loop. But I'm greatly enjoying that. I'm on 1,039 points.
Yeah.
Got more to go.
Poor Ezio's on 207, and that
What is the
that includes a
maximum
game
amount of
completion.
points?
So
Well, bear in mind that there's stuff like, because you can do the head-to-head points, and I don't know if they count towards it as well.
yes. So the way that the points, the Gotham's greatest points, you get points for the stuff you're doing in game and the completion, and also the DLC, and also New Game Plus items. But when you do there's the AR missions, which are there's like the special missions, the Predator missions, the stuff involving the Batmobile, bits and pieces extra. For the main character, where there's the opportunity to do like multiple characters, say, oh, you can fight this Predator map as Batman, or you can fight this Predator map as Harley Quinn, or as Catwoman, or as Batgirl. There'll be somebody whose map it is, so the main character, the first character.
Yeah.
For everybody, for those characters, you get the opportunity to earn Wayne Tech points that can be used to upgrade your gear within your save file, which is great, by the way. Getting the opportunity to do that, but that's if you do like all three of these tasks whilst in the challenge.
That's specifically Predator, because I thought the battle ones were just points, weren't they?
Yeah, some of them are like, you got to get to X points, or 6,000 points and 10,000 points, or beat 20,000 points.
Yeah.
For those and for those ones, there's an extra thing on top where it says like if you gain every 2,000 points over the score limit for the 3 stars, you would get an extra these extra head-to-head points. Those all count. Those count. The points you get from doing the AR maps as other characters count. And any other bits and challenges therein, there's a maximum of 20 additional bonus points you can get. and I know this because the Endless Predator map, which is a challenge on it to do 50 with 50 people when you only need to do 20, which I've now got because I'm a madman. I just really enjoyed the Endless Predator map.
It's fun being a
but
sneaky
for that,
bastard.
it caps out at 20. But so for that alone, if you just go into that map, you can get, 3 points for getting all 3 stars with the main character. You can get an additional 20 points for getting over the top of it. You can then get an additional 3 points for every single character if you get all 3 stars and everything. But some of them are a lot more difficult. It depends upon the situation. Because Harley can't sneak. She's got all of her stuff is loud.
Harley can't sneak. She doesn't have any way of getting up to the rafters.
Yeah, so Harley's everyone's characters. All the Bat Family ones is like Batman, but missing 2/3 of the items.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was there one of the games you could play as Joker in these kind of extra?
First game.
I just remember seeing a funny clip of it just being someone asking, "It's like, how do I do sneak kills as Joker? He keeps hitting the griddy every time." And you see this clip of him just going up behind a guy, kicking him in the nuts, then doing a dance and just getting blasted with a shotgun. I feel like that's the Harley Quinn experience, more or less, as well.
The thing is, Harley's actually pretty good in the combat side because she gets that mode where she just one-hit KOs everyone she hits.
The not Alice Madness Returns.
Yeah, that one.
Despite the fact that they're looking exactly the same. Yeah, it's fun. You'll learn to use her little tricks. Nicely. But I've got the rest of the Arkham episodes to go through now.
We've done 2 so far.
Yeah, did Harley and then did Red Hood.
Red Hood did not take long.
Red Hood did not take long, but then again, Red Hood is again Batman without any morals. So
Batman with gun.
But, with gun and no fear of killing.
No fear of killing. It's like you're going to do a stealth takedown, which involves going behind them sneakily and then snapping their neck.
Honestly,
yes, that is indeed a stealth takedown.
If I was a goon for any of the guys and I just suddenly saw them come up and he just shot the guy next to me, I'd be like, all right, this is just a Batman, but with no morals. No, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah. It's actually one of the things that's in one of the animated movies, but I've not seen it, but I've seen a clip of it where it's Red Hood, or spoilers, Red Hood Jason Todd. Just like, hey, it's like, you know what really scares criminals? You, but without any limits. Without any rules. Guess what I am?
Under the Red Hood was one of them, where it's like
that was one of the early ones. That's really good.
Slash Death in the Family, which is a re-release of it, but with a branching story path, where you can choose your own adventure. Anyway, so we've got that
and then we'll see what else is going on. But it's really been that. Obviously, I've been doing some Dead by Daylight as well, but I've been on a bit of a break from that because it started getting a bit try hard again with people. So it was the community started. There was new stuff out, and therefore the community was just like ah, and this is. After we had such a really fun time over like the Christmas period, because that was all that stuff was just really fun.
I think like when new tomes come out and people are really dedicated to trying to get certain. It's like, and it's like here's the killer has a trial to hook like 4 people in the basement or Mori 3 people in a trial, and it's like, well, guess what all the killers are bringing.
Yeah, that was the thing with like one of the most recent Survivors, where it introduced the thing where it's like the ritual in the basement, and it's like, well, we know for the next 2 weeks, all the killers are gonna probably there's a half decent chance that they'll have the thing where they know if you're in the basement. And it's like, okay. Seriously though, the most fun had Dead by Daylight was Christmas, where we just had the ability to have snowball fights. Do you know how many
snowmen?
Do you know how many just Survivor games I had just descended into? Hey, do you want to just go up to the kids? Hey, do you want to have a snowball fight? Just indicating you want to have a snowball fight and stuff, and then just going, yeah, sure. And then the entire game is abandoned.
It comes down to like.
Fight.
Hey, do you want points, or it's like you're a points killer, or are you a killer? And then it's like,
are you here for some fun? Because if when you've got like the killers who are there to actually just have some fun, or when you've got the survivors who are there to have some fun as well, as opposed to just troll or just be super serious. Becomes a much better game, unsurprisingly, when you've actually got people that are just playing the game because it's a game, as opposed to this is my life experience.
Apparently, there was some talk of like they're doing some kind of what's like a randomization mode or something, which that could be fun because if everyone's got random
I'm
perks.
to think what that would be like.
Dead by Daylight randomizer. Ah, congratulations! You found 5 rupees. Wait a minute. Opens up next chest. Another 5 rupees. 5 rupees.
Wait a minute. What's in the chest in the basement? It's a gold skull teller. Damn it.
The weird thing is I'm playing Super Metroid.
Yeah. Oh dear. But yeah, that's sort of my ones, really.
Fair.
No, fair.
I can. One other thing I can say though, is give everybody an update on what's happening with this. With
That's just
LMC
wildly
casts
in the
and
air.
podcasts in general. Because as Earthart sort of said right at the beginning, LMC cast is the MC blog. Oh, I know, it doesn't matter anymore. and we've said before that there's going to be a changeover where a lot of LMC casts, how it's laid out, is going to be pasted over effectively Radio Redux, because that's what everybody sort of chose, and the majority in the end was that we kept Radio Redux because I wasn't sure which one it would be. But it seemed to be that we're like, if you're going to do one, you should keep Radio Redux. I'm like, oh, okay. But we're going to take what is the spirit of LMC cast, and we're going to bend Radio Redux over and shove it in until it screams no more. Okay, we'll do shows, and that's what's going to happen. So it's going to be a little bit different in that it'll still be me on Radio Redux, but it'll be me joined by, most likely, these 4 individuals who are the LMC cast regulars in some kind of group or what have you. You'll get things. It'll be a little bit different, but we'll have the news because people like to have news, and we'll just discuss stuff. There'll probably be a lot less music because there'll be a lot more chat about random nonsense and topics in the then and now. But we will still have games and bits and pieces to pad it out, as well as the ongoing discussion show multi-parters, which we had a couple last year, I think, at this point. And people really like those. So it's some combination of that. The old LMKO Last Minute Kickout YouTube channel is being redesigned and repurposed, so you'll get episodes up on there in its entirety, and also clips of certain segments.
If you ever want to replay me failing at declaring the right number of cards for this ad infinitum.
Well, just general, random topics we might talk about, like as we did earlier, just like what's happening to Sega Europe,
yes,
or something like that. That might be a thing, or it'll be a funny aside.
That'll probably be stuff you hear on that channel and not in this.
Yeah, there'll just be videos for that,
or international criminal.
You mean notorious master criminal Yuji Naka, or alternatively master fraud and totally honest gov. What's his face? I remember his name now. What is it? Composer chappy.
It was Tommy
Tallarico, that's it.
Oh, that one.
Yes. Yes, and Kickstarter charlatan, or whatever it is. We'll have bits and pieces like stuff on that. But yeah, that's all. The LMKO channel is being repurposed towards podcasts, like a podcast channel. We've got a new podcast specific Pack Kev that'll be up there, and the entirety of Radio Redux's look. We've had that same look for ages with all the various the character art and stuff. That's going to be changed, and we've got somebody looking into that. And once that is all ready, we will then do the switch. But for now, it will be LMC Cast is the focus. And with this recording that we're doing, that's obviously been split up by the lovely Shadow Fox, we will have hit show 150. So congratulations to LMC Cast for that.
Yay! Congratulations.
But look forward to that. There's many things going on, but for now, I think we've probably come to an end, have we? Unless we want to do one more game.
I think we're quite happily. We've happily hit the time we needed.
Okay, I bet 5.
And with that, I think we shall end things. My thanks to Vija,
You're welcome.
the Random Genius,
Thank you very much.
Shadow Fox,
Always a pleasure.
and the boss man himself, Kevin.
Howdy.
You're already now.
We shall be back sometime in the future with more shenanigans of some sort, but for now, we wish all of you well and take care of yourselves.
Take care. See you later.
Bye.
Good evening.